Okay, so that just happened. Ohio State lost in the first round of the Big Ten tournament in basketball. Um, I have no notes for this show. Honestly, I was openly cheering for the Hawkeyes the entire time because Ohio State basketball is just so far gone that I have no reason to really cheer against them at all. They're just so bad that they do not deserve my support. I made it clear in our last episode that I would be openly cheering against the program until until like real changes like made. Um, and when I mean like real change, I'm talking mostly like not just firing Diebler. Again, you can fire Diebler, but there needs to be like a real plan in place. There needs to be like there needs to be like a coach hired within a certain time frame to get recruiting going, to get some players in the transfer portal, but a guy that you can look at and be like, okay, this guy right here, that guy is the dude to, like resurrect our program. And I'm not talking about somebody like Dusty May. I said that before. Dusty May is not the cure for Ohio State. Michigan basketball sucks. I've said it before. They are not good. They're not well coached. I don't think they're bad talented wise. They're similar to Ohio State, but, they're no good. They're not coached very well. But man, oh man, I mean, it's just the same problems time and time again with this program. It's just the same problems. They don't run an offense. They don't play any defense. I've never seen. Okay. I've never seen a team just play just such god awful defense. It's an embarrassment, honestly. And if you didn't know, I mean, let me preface this by saying, yeah, I didn't consult with Michael before this. I just decided to go live on my own. I'm pretty sure Michael was not watching the game. I was. I follow the basketball team like just as passionately as I follow the football team. Even like when even when I am, even when like the team is still bad, I keep an eye on them. Like I always have like a wander. I have like the Eye of Sauron type thing going on with Ohio State basketball. It's like I kind of keep an eye on them from afar. I've never lose like complete um, vision of what they have going on. So yeah, Nick, thanks for the 199. Ryan Day's wife's lover is a Trump voter. We live. Yeah, I would. Thank you for that. I would. Yeah. Ryan Day probably. I don't know, man. I don't know if Ryan Day still cucks for his wife or not. Maybe he's like again. You listen to this show and everything. Like men become alphas. Like so, it is what it is. I mean, I'm live in my parents' basement. Nah, that's a joke. But this is my little setup down here, everyone. If you want to take a look, I got little three little screens here going. Install those TVs to the left and right on my own with the help of my brother-in-law. Have my old football helmets up there, so have a nice little watching area down here for athletics. And I got the uh, championship like poster things right behind me over there. So um, yeah, I don't really even know where to break this all down. I just there's just so much to say about this program, man. It's like this program used to be. It's not a blue blood. I've said that before. The basketball program is not a blue blood. I understand that. Everyone understands that. But here's the thing: they should be like a Sweet 16 caliber team every single season. Every single season. And they're not. They're not. And it's like, you know, looks like I can't minimize my phone and like look up some of the things that I wrote down, but I was going to say it's amazing how like people were still holding out hope for this team to make the NCAA tournament this year. Like they were like going into this game like, oh, they have to beat Iowa and all of this stuff, and I'm like, my God, this program has fallen so far behind that we are at the point that they're just completely ignoring everything that happened up to this point and are just taking it as at one day at a time, one game at a time, and that is just despicable. Like seriously, like we know Ohio State football, what happened when they lost to Michigan. People were so pissed off. They just were not enthusiastic at all about the Tennessee game, which is why I think they had like 40% of their fan base inside of our football stadium. Well, that same passion is non existent for the basketball program. Like they were just kind of like, acting like everything's okay and going about their way. And that is just, again, if you're not holding them accountable, nothing is ever going to change. Like the fan base has got to hold Ross Bjork accountable for this. It's just it's despicable, man. Let me look at some of these comments on here. What I don't understand is why do these athletic directors give these undeserving coaches ridiculous contracts? 5 years, way too. I don't know that they paid Jake Diebler a lot of money. But what I do understand is they did give him too many years. I don't know if they gave him 5 years. I think they gave him like 3 or 4. And I even think 3 was too much. I think I would have given him like 1 year with a decent contract and then be like, all right, prove it. You had your end of the year last season. Let's see what you can do 1 year. But again, I said it last year, man. Go back and watch my, Georgia post-game show from the NIT last year. Like, the stuff that I'm complaining about now, and I'm not nearly as upset now. I was openly cheering for Iowa to win. I think Ohio State basketball is the best comedy on TV right now. If you want to get a good laugh about how basketball should not be played, tune in and watch Ohio State. They are the worst coach team that I've seen this season. I mean, Jake Diebler is a clown. Again, he's in the footsteps, following the same footsteps as Holtman. So he sucks, man. Jake Diebler, just a fucking dumbass bitch. Not much else to be said there. He sucks, man. He just fucking sucks, and I don't. So here's the thing: we all know that Gene Smith destroyed the Ohio State basketball program single-handedly. We know that. Where it's a gray area with Jake Diebler is, was he Gene Smith's hire or Ross Bjork's hire? Because Ross Bjork didn't take over as athletic director, I believe, until July 1st, and Jake Diebler was hired in March. So it's like, I understand Ross Bjork introduced him to the team, but it doesn't mean that it was his hire. Maybe, just for political reasons, he was the one that introduced him to the team. I don't know. I said at the time it was a bad mistake because I watched the team last year and I was not impressed with anything they did. I was not impressed with the damn thing they did. You watched that NIT run last year? I mean, if you want to call the NIT a run, where they made it to they won 2 games and then lost to Georgia. Like the defense was god awful. It was so fucking bad. So fucking bad. So fucking bad, man. It's just disgusting. I live in a world of make-believe. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. It's hard. Wow, we have some crazy people in here today. This is interesting. I don't know where these people come from, but yeah, I'll just roll with it, man. Good for you, Jason Taylor. Good for you, buddy. We already owe Holtman money since he somehow was worth keeping. Do we owe Holtman money? Actually, yeah, we do owe Holtman money because he had a couple years left on his buyout. Yeah, we do owe Holtman money. But here's the thing. This is where you get into that whole, having 36 sports and, that... Ohio State doesn't have disposable income. They need to start saving money. And the way to save money and have money available is they need to cut at the very least 10 sports. They need to cut at least 10 sports because nothing is ever going to change in the budget until they get rid of these bottom feeders that no one fucking cares about. I feel like these sports that Ohio State needs to cut are the sports that are followed once every 4 years when they're at the Olympics. and they just, people just happen to watch them on TV. But for the most part, nobody could give a fuck less about these fucking whack ass off the wall sports. Like, who the fuck cares about bobsledding? Who the fuck cares about canoeing? Like, just fucking despicable. Like, I don't know, man. The way like Elon Musk is going in and cutting government, I wish Elon Musk would go into the Ohio State expenses and start cutting there too. It looks like Michael has joined in the comments. Yes, Michael. Yes, he does need fired. Too many sports. Yes, yes, yes. We've talked about that, man. Like I said it earlier on this show. It looks like Caroline notified you that I was on. I just had to jump on live, man. I just had to jump on live and like just empty my heart out, I guess. I mean, I don't know that I'm sad. I'm happy Ohio State lost. It's a weird scenario here. I'm happy Ohio State lost, but I'm disgusted at where the program is. So it's kind of like a love-hate thing going on here. It's like Ohio State basketball is such in a bad area, but the only way to get real, actual change is to just keep losing. Jake Diebler, he's going to come back next year. He's coming back next year, and until he's gone and they hire a coach that is up to my standards, and I will not make no fucking mistake about it. It's got to be up to my standards. I have got to approve of it. And if I don't approve of it, I'm not going to cheer for the fucking program anymore. Actually, I will openly cheer against them. Fuck, man. Think I won't? I was openly cheering against the Cincinnati Reds all these years, the Detroit Pistons, the Tennessee Titans. Don't think I won't. I will openly cheer against my teams. I will specifically tune in just to watch them fucking lose. Yeah, I will say this, though, tonight in the Iowa game. Jake Diebler actually, for the first time all year, went to like a semi-bigger lineup. He actually did not have Mobley and Thornton in at the same time for the majority of the game. He actually had, I believe, just Mobley in with actually some length around him. And Ohio State was actually getting after Iowa on the boards. The problem is, I've said it all year. Aaron Bradshaw is not a guy you can play underneath. But he's got a nice little shot. Stick him at the 4. Stick Stewart at the 5 because Stewart's a really good rebounder. He's a pretty good shot blocker. Stick him at the 5. And then you bring in Ugovan or Austin Parks. Ivan Ugovan, I think it's his first name, off the bench from Croatia, or Austin Parks. Ugovan is 7'1". Parks is 6'10". The team is hyper undersized on the wings. I get it. So you rotate where you're big at, man. Bring in the fucking big men. Bring the big men into the game and then make do with that. And then, like, the rest will fill itself in. But, Jake Diebler's too fucking dumb to do that. Holy shit, I just saw some fucking off-the-wall comment here. I don't even know who the fuck... Apparently, it looks like I attract an interesting audience when you just go live on your phone. I don't know, Michael. We'll have to look into that, man, if you're still listening. Yeah, I just really wanted to get on here and vent tonight a little bit. I don't know if vent is the right word either, man. This is completely unscripted. I'm, just kind of sitting here trying to gather my thoughts. It's just... Somebody in the comments, man, it's making me laugh. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I would. I don't know. I mean, like, okay, so my rant towards Yappy Sports, I don't know that anyone would be aware. It's not like I tag Yappy Sports. People, those stupid fucks aren't going to come on here and know that I'm going live, or I don't think there's like a hashtag for them. So I don't know. Just, me and Michael will be back on Sunday. We'll talk about this more. We'll talk about the NCAA tournament more. But I just wanted to get on live tonight and just kind of vent for a little bit. This program, man, this program can be great again. This program is not dead like Ohio State baseball. Let me make that clear. Ohio State baseball and Ohio State baseball, I don't think is ever going to be fixed. I think that program just needs to cease to exist. I actually would not be opposed to Ohio State just completely cutting it out of the budget. But Ohio State basketball can be good again. Ohio State basketball has got the potential to be as good. You know, honestly, if you're asking me what my expectations of Ohio State basketball are, they are what Michigan State operates at year in and out. That is my expectations for Ohio State basketball. It's just Ohio State basketball, like there's enough talent in Ohio to kind of like run a basketball program. Like the same cannot be said for football. The same cannot be said for football. We know that Ohio football sucks dick. But Ohio basketball, I mean, it kind of sucks dick too, but you only need like 2 or 3 guys from Ohio to like, you know, keep the ship afloat, and then pull like 1 or 2 guys from outside of the state and you're cooking, man. That's it. That's really all you need. Now, you need size and length at every position. None of these fucking guards that are under 6'1". Like, look at Connecticut the last 2 years. They didn't play anyone under 6'5". Look at the best team in the country this year, Duke basketball. What does Duke's lineup look like? They start 6'5", 6'6", 6'6", 6'9", 7'2". You want to look at what a championship team looks like? It's Duke basketball, it's Connecticut basketball, size, length, and girth for Yoinky. Hey, some girth for Yoinky in there. Some girth for Yoinky in the comments, man. Don't forget about that. That should help you out. So, oh fucking man. Fresh Ocean says, I bet you were cheering for Iowa. Fresh Ocean, I think you know I was cheering for Iowa. John Candy isn't coaching our bobsled. Oh, man. Yeah, Slip and Skippy, I don't think Duke will ever fall. I hate Duke. Let me make this clear. I fucking hate Duke. I was actually, like, in Durham, like, you know, a little bit ago, and too many Duke people running around, man. Fuck them. But, you know, Durham's not a bad place. It used to be a really shitty place, but it's kind of like been gentrified a little bit. Man, oh man. Yeah, Jake Diebler is going to need to get fired, but the problem is he won't. So because of that, I'll continue to cheer against them. What I ask of each and every one of you is to don't spend any money on the program. And if you really want to fuck with them, well, I guess the TV ratings are already kind of locked in. So, yeah, definitely don't attend any Ohio State basketball games, man. I really am kicking myself that I spent money on basketball tickets back in November. That was such a waste of money. Now, granted, that was like the first game I had attended in the Schottenstein Center since, I believe, 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. It had been a long time. But I am just kicking myself for wasting that money and spending money on this program, man. And, you know, sitting next to the guy in the Schottenstein Center that day, you know, people can say all they want on message boards about, like, you know, state of the program and they believe in the direction and give Diebler another year. I tell you what, the fans inside that stadium that day, this is back in November, they were not sold on Diebler. By no means necessary were any of them sold on Diebler, man. So the thing is, that it seems like the diehard fans, which are unfortunately majority are homers on the message boards, they're giving Diebler more chances, but the common fan, they're not bought in, and those are the fans you need to have buy in. And now at the same time, those fans are the ones that need to speak up against the program and everything that's going on. I mean, I'm not going to get into a big analytics thing today. I've said my stuff on the analytics with Ohio State basketball. They don't run an offense. They don't play any defense. They don't box out. They don't play the right lineups. They just play, you know, one-on-one street ball. It's fucking disgusting, man. It is absolute fucking disaster. It's disgusting, man. I don't have any gas tonight, Yoinky, man. I think I got it all out watching that game. I should have took a big shit on fucking Ohio State. Would you have liked that? Should have taken a big shit on Ohio State basketball. That's what I should have done. That's where I should have aimed it at. So, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just, I don't know. I'll still tune into the NIT. I think I'll cheer against the team in the NIT. Actually, no, and it's not that I think. I will be cheering against the team in the NIT again. It just sucks that Ohio State's going to lose a non-conference game to like some fucking middle of the pack ACC or SEC team, and and then they have that hanging over their shoulder the entire offseason again. So, oh man, these comments are out of control. I almost want to hang on because of that. I don't know. I gotta fucking go though, people. I just wanted to get on here and vent for a little while. That's all. Um, yeah, nothing else to be said, man. Just a disaster. Needed to get on here and vent some. The program is a disaster. Yeah, I don't know. If nothing else, I will see you all on Sunday. Yep. Peace.